So today is the first range session since being back in 9 years. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you what I used to do, if my old lady brain can actually remember what I used to do. And there's a few things I want to work on. What I noticed critiquing myself is I kind of was taking it out just a little bit. I was a little bit far away from the ball.
Reaching the pinnacle of professional golf is very difficult, but for Abingdon resident Tovie Mayfield, she's trying to get back to the course in a different way while balancing being a mother of 4. 12 years ago, Tovie Mayfield put her dream of reaching the LPGA Tour on hold to focus on her family and 4 children. But now the former Futures Tour player is returning to the course to pursue her dream once again. And she says it looks a little bit different this time around. With the different practice schedule, Tovie and her husband Alex Mayfield started a YouTube channel to document the journey, and they believe that it adds a helpful wrinkle to her preparation.
We can't go out every single day, 5 days a week of practice, so what we do is we try to incorporate these challenges that force her while she's out on the course to have to make calls and be very intentional with her shots.
Possibly nobody else has been a bigger supporter of Tovie's return than Alex Mayfield, who is excited to be a part of the journey. But Tovie says that the support doesn't stop with just her family. It extends even further.
It's been awesome, not just family, but people I played with in college and people that were on my high school team. So many people along the journey that have reached out saying, I'm so excited to see you back. We knew you loved it, and it's so cool to see that. And I definitely feel like I got a spark back. My kids definitely help with that as well.
While the main goal is to return to a high level of play, she believes it has a deeper meaning to prove to others that their dreams can still become a reality.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tovie Mayfield Golf. Today we're out here at the range, and I'm going to be doing my first range session since being back. I'm really excited about it. I have a few things I need to work on that I was watching from the last video especially, but I've just kind of watched from the last few that I just have needed time to work on. So we're out here at the range. We got the whole family out here. So we'll see how this goes. It might be a little chaotic, but that's what this life is about. We want to show you guys the whole story, not just the playing and all this stuff. So we are glad for you guys to be a part of our family. So stay tuned to see today's range session and what I'm working on. But the few things that I really want to work on is getting a little bit closer to the ball. I look a little far away in my stance and my pre-shot. And also, I want to take it back a little bit straighter. I feel like I'm taking it out just a little bit at the beginning of my backswing. So let's see if I can work on those things and come along and join me. It is really hot out here today. So I could have probably picked a cooler day, but here we are. So let's see how it goes. Come on. All right. So today is the first range session since being back in 9 years. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you what I used to do, if my old lady brain can actually remember what I used to do. And there's a few things I want to work on. If you watch that last video, what I noticed critiquing myself is I kind of was taking it out just a little bit. Obviously, that's more dramatic than what I was actually doing. And then I was a little bit far away from the ball. When I say a little bit, I think I'm like a half an inch to maybe an inch too far away in my setup. So what that's causing me to do is have to throw it from the top to reach it. And I think that's why it was either fading or it was drawing and I couldn't hit a fairway even though they were like stupid wide open. But I found every tree out there, that's for sure. So today that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to go through my clubs. I'm going to start with my 60 and just kind of get that feel where the club head is a little bit heavier. Use that to my advantage to just kind of get it to feel, to rock it back to a good position, where if I stop here, the club head is blocking my hands. If I can get there and then up here, as long as my positioning is not too far away, contact should be a little bit more solid, should get better spin around the greens, and just know where I'm actually going. That where I am aimed is where the ball is going to go today. That's the goal. Let's see if we can do it. So for now, I'm just going to hit a couple little short ones just to get warmed up here. And like here, I feel like I'm still reaching a little. So I am going to scoot just a smidge and see if that changes anything. If it doesn't, we'll move back. Anything that you change in your swing is always going to feel weird at the beginning, especially if it's your grip. That just makes it all go out the window. Because this is new, I feel like I'm rocking backwards off my feet a little bit, and my balance isn't very good. So I need to get the weight of my body up over my feet good and stop rocking. that setup position might have been what caused that a little bit. And I noticed in the last video when I finished, I was rocking off. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't keep my belly button at the target, which is what I always tell my students when they're just starting. Finish with your belly button at the target. See if I can take my own advice. It's 103. All right, so we got about 100. Then we got a 56 shot, 75-yard shot, 124, and 100. So I'm going to kind of mess with those with different clubs, specifically working on the few things that I want to work on. I am going to still stay a little bit close to the ball, closer than I was, just to see if that starts to feel comfortable, if my shots are solid. So anytime that you make a change to your stance or anything like that, everything obviously right away is going to feel weird. So like right now, I feel like I'm like this. I know I'm not, but I feel like it. So I'm just going to take a couple of swings to try to get used to that stance. I was right in the middle of the club face. It was a little chunky. It might be because I'm a little too close, but it might be because my mind and body are like, this is weird. So that's why range sessions are important. You do want to give yourself some time when you make a change to actually work on it. My aim. I want to work on my aim while I'm working on the swing changes. If you don't, then you don't know which one it was. And in just a second, I am going to get out some, that one was a little short. It was Tovie too. I'm going to get out some alignment sticks. And when setting up alignment sticks, you don't want it right at your target. You want it parallel a little bit right of your target. Where am I going to be hitting? Probably from right here. The reason being is if you set up at the target, then let me grab a clip here for a second. 124 should definitely be 9. All right. If you're aiming and you set up your alignment sticks right at the target, then if you hit a good shot, you're going to be aiming left when you come through because the lines are parallel. So you want to be just a little bit right of it, which that one is good. And then I usually take a ball, then kind of set up to where I'm going to be about, drop the alignment stick at my feet, and I go back and I check it and I see. And already I can tell that my feet are a little bit closed just by those angles there. Yep, they are. So that might be part of the issue too, which is why alignment sticks are good. So I always step back, use that club to see, and I fix it. Now I am going to move it a little bit in so that my toes aren't on this stick every single time, but they should be parallel, and I should be able to set up and not have my toes on the line, or on the stick, I mean. And that is shut. So even though this does take a little bit of time, it takes the guesswork out of it. You can just set up to it every single time, not have to worry about it. I know my club face is right at that white stick or white flag, and my feet should be too, as long as my toe is equal distance from this alignment stick, which we have already said is square. Now, when I stand over this, I feel like I'm way open. So obviously this is something I need to work on because this doesn't feel right. However, when I stepped back and I checked them, I know this one is good and I know this one is good because I've already tested it back there. So for me, I am having to work on it. So I probably was getting a little bit closed, a little bit far away, which is why as I came through, I either had to shut my club face, or if I left it open, I blocked everything and then it faded, which is exactly what happened last round. So now that we know all this is good, the easy part. Swing. Club face is square. Feet are square, swing. I felt a little bit toey. I'm still a little bit closer than I was, and I want to focus on taking it straight back, not out. There we go. That one felt good. It was a little thin. Nope. When working on a practice session, you want to not just hit a green, you want to hit within feet of where you're wanting to go. Now I'm going to hit 7. Gosh. These feel really good. They're just a little bit right, and I think it's because I've been aimed. I've been contradicting myself with my setup. That was not a good one. That was too many thoughts. Now I notice when I just set up to that one, this foot wanted to get closed. So glad I have my sticks down and I'm checking them. Oh, that one was solid. Man. And I need to kind of check, make sure I'm getting into a good position, that the club head is covering my hands when I get here and up here. That's always been something that I've always worked on, trying to get in a good position as I take away, so I get up here. And that way, if I'm taking it out and get up here, then you kind of get yourself trapped. So those are not new things to me. They are not new swing thoughts for sure. I definitely have had these issues before. So none of this is new. And it's just kind of things I noticed. Definitely in that last video, but the rust is starting to come off, which is nice because it hasn't been too long that I have been back at it. So I'm going to do a little range session. I am only going to do about 20 minutes here. Before, when I would do my range sessions, I would have 8 hours in a day to sit there and do it. Obviously, mom of 4, I got 4 kiddos that want me home, and a husband. So that definitely want me around. So I am going to be very intentional with my time. So I'm just going to start off with a few little shots to kind of get myself warmed up here. The alignment sticks are definitely going to help me, so I don't have to think about where am I aimed, and then I'll take those away and I'll hit a couple of shots without them and see if I can't get myself aimed up properly. I definitely think I'm fighting my feet a little bit. And what I mean by that is I feel like I'm a little bit closed when I kind of look at my feet and where I'm lined up when I've been out playing. I feel like I'm right of where I want to be. So we're going to work on it. Go at them a little bit more aggressive now. My body seems to be loosening up some. When I finish, I notice I'm not really finishing with really good balance. I feel like the last video too, which my drives were all over the place, and I think this is why. This is why we're doing a practice session. But I need to get my weight back balanced good, so that when I finish, I don't feel like I have to fall off my feet to catch myself. Now, obviously, I'm like nitpicking, but with range sessions, you should nitpick. I now have my 56-degree wedge, so what I like to do is I try to find little spots. This range is a little bit harder because it drops down, so I don't really have that right now with this club, but there's a few, you can't really see them here, but there's a few potholes out there that I am aiming for at the different things, and I'm just going to try to feel it for right now. I'm not going to try to I'm not going to measure it. I will measure it after I kind of get the feel for them. But I want one that's about halfway of my swing, about a 3/4 swing, and then a full swing. And just kind of go back and forth with those. I'm going to go half, 3/4, full. Watch my distances, make sure that they are changing a little bit. And then I'm going to go, then I'll just kind of pick, all right, this one's going to be half. This one's going to be 3/4. This one's going to be full, and that kind of thing. For me, I've noticed when I do my wedges, definitely my 60 and 56, if I swing full like I would with a 7-iron, I just go underneath it. It spins way too much. So I'm kind of excited to get into the simulator and kind of work on that especially, and check spin ratio and that sort of thing. Ball placement, can definitely help with that. So I've always been one to play the ball back just a smidge and kind of 3/4 it, 3/4 length, and then full speed. And that's always been kind of my full shot. So with my wedges. Oh, there they are. They're out of the way. All right. We're going to go back to where I was aimed. I'm a field player. I am not a 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock kind of a player. So you got to know what kind of player you are. That works for some people. Bryson DeChambeau is one of those for sure. My husband is one of those. They like I'm going to swing to 10, I'm going to swing to 9. I get too caught up in that and forget I'm hitting a golf shot. And that's okay if that's how you are. Don't feel like you have to be something you're not. Definitely in this game, definitely in this world for sure. But in this sport, don't be somebody you're not. Find what works for you and then hone in on that skill and fine tune it. Not the ball, the club. Can't move the ball. All right, gonna jump up to the next club. Coming from the car, my grips are all, they are all just a little bit slick. They got some condensation on them. Okay. Stand a little bit closer. Take the club back a little bit straight. Just like that. That was a good one. Right now, I really just want to get comfortable getting a little bit closer, taking the club back straighter. Because anytime you make a change with your grip or swing path or stance, it always just feels uncomfortable. Even if it's the smallest little change like this. I'm going to be aiming for that white flag out there. I don't know how far it is, but I'm just trying to work on my aim right now with this new stance. And as I do this, I feel a little bit right, but I'm going to hit it and try to confirm. Yep, that was a little bit right. I did draw it back at it, so we'll take that. I'm right where I need to be. Yeah, I left the face open on that one. All right, I'm gonna put some sticks down. We'll be right back. All right, so I have my alignment sticks down. They are aimed a little bit right of that white flag, but there's a red and white flag right behind it. When I say a little bit right, it's about maybe 3 yards, if that, couple yards. And so I am going to keep it where it is because I want to try to draw it just a little bit. I want to try to work on that. I've never been one to shape the ball a whole lot, but still. And then I have my alignment of my feet down. I am moving this just a smidge, but that way I can just set up and go. And when I check my alignment sticks, I just kind of put the club out in front of me and make sure that it's parallel. Close one eye, kind of look and see where it's at. Make sure the other one matches. So even though when I get over it, the stick looks like it might be closed or open, one way or the other, I've already checked back there and we're good. So now it's my eyes are off a little bit and that can happen. So I'm going to make sure each toe is equally distanced apart from that. I'm going to make sure my club face is square. Make sure that I aimed down the line with that. And this feels a little off to me. So we know that I need some work here. and I rocked. Yeah, so I need to get a little bit closer. Forgot on that one. That was not the best. So that's what we're here for. Think about taking it straight back. There we go. That one was better. That was right where I have my sticks aimed. We like that. All right, I'm going to jump on to the next one, trying to keep it purposeful. Okay, so now I have 6. So I went 60, 56, 51, pitching wedge, 8 iron, and now I got 6. So I have my alignment sticks set up. I know I'm going to be a little bit right of the white flag out there. And I'm going to set up my feet. And even though I'm a little bit far away from the stick here, I still can make sure that my toes are equally parallel, I guess you could say, with everything. So I do need to get a little bit closer and really think about that one piece takeaway. Just like that. A little bit closer, think about one piece takeaway. Nope, that was too many thoughts. I need to have the thought and then swing. Swing. Like that. That's what my thought process needs to be for me. Oh, I rocked forward on that one. There are people out there at the end of the driving range. All right, so I have a 6 iron. I am going to have to choke it. There's a little hill right here, as I've mentioned. And there. Feet a little closer to the ball. One piece takeaway. Swing. Thank you, bud. Yeah. Swing. Now I'm going to try to do one where if it was my routine out on the golf course, I'm going to step back, look at my target, which is the white flag. That one is okay. It's not what I want. All right. That was a solid one. I am a little, there we go. Oh, that was solid. I like that. If I could bottle that up and do it every single time. All right, now I'm going to grab a different club. I'm going to hit a couple of 4 irons. I've not hit a 4 iron since being back, I don't think. I keep a 4 iron and a hybrid in the bag, and then depending on the golf course, depends on which one I leave in. I say that like, you know, I've gone to play practice rounds and everything lately, but I typically leave my hybrid. It gives me a little bit more options, but there are some places where you just don't want that or need that distance. And then I have my 5 wood, 3 wood, and driver in the bag. So see if I can hit a 4 iron still. 4 irons will definitely show you where your weaknesses are, that's for sure. I am also thinking about keeping my balance good and solid. As I'm doing this, I can't figure out what those guys are doing back there. Oh, interesting. That's where the chipping. Okay. I guess the back of the range is where you can go chip. I thought they were playing the hole back there. All right. Aim. Set up. Nope. I used to like this club. Maybe I don't anymore. Ah, I am getting to a little funky spot right here in the tee box, but that doesn't matter. Good tempo. There we go. That was better. Gonna hit a couple of 5-woods and then move to driver. That was really good. I like that one. That was good everything. That was good speed, good balance. My balance being off lately has not been something I've liked watching or feeling when I'm out playing. Alright, so my camera overheated. So we only got actually one shot of the 5-wood on camera, but that's alright. Because it is way too hot out here to keep going, and that's why I keep shutting off, because it is so hot. So we're gonna hit a couple of drives. That was a little low. Alright. Get good position. I feel like my ball position's been a little bit far back too with my drive, so I'm gonna try to put it up towards my toe a little bit more. Just like that. My daughter had a tee on her and she goes, "Here, Mama, you need this." So glad she was there to let me know I needed a tee. But it's a tee from the course I grew up on, and I haven't seen that in a while. The breakers, and I'm like, hey, aw, that brings back a lot of good memories. Man, that feels good. I'm liking getting a little bit closer. I'm also liking getting closer and putting the ball up a little bit in my stance with my driver. All minor things, but things that can, man, make such a difference when you're out there. That was good too. Okay, so as you could see, that range session wasn't exactly what I wanted. I did get to work on a few things, but with the craziness of the kids being around and here and there and everything, that's mom life. That's what this journey is going to be about and is about. But it's a lot of fun to have them out here. I'm going to go let them hit some balls now and let them have fun because they did so well. And thank you for joining along with this training session. Make sure that you stay tuned to see the next training session that we have planned coming up and to see what challenges we have coming next. So if you followed along with us and you're a part of us, a part of our family, we would like you to please like, subscribe, share, do all the things, get to clicking and a tapping, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, play with purpose.